People that, even if they don't have a guest, that show up to home meetings, they show up to bigger meetings with Corbin or regionals or national events. Our first sponsor told us if we didn't go to our first event, she wouldn't work with us. And now we know why, because the people that don't show up to meetings, they end up disappearing because they're not coming around the fire. And if you want to be a leader, you got to show examples by sacrificing your time, either by starting home meetings. And I see this all the time also. Someone does a home meeting, they have 6, 7 people show up, and they don't do another one. You have to create the momentum by starting a meeting. But also, you got to go around the fire. If you're a leader, if you're wanting to inspire to do well in this business, you got to. I mean, it energizes us. Just my wife and I going to other people's meetings during the week because you get around that energy, that positive energy. People aspiring to their dreams. So if your excuse is that, well, I don't have a meeting in my town, we'll make one. We didn't have a meeting. Holly and Corbin said they would never come into Jacksonville. So now we got Daniel Peak, you're going to be in our living room April 3rd. So guys, you can start the fire in your hometown. It's not about you, it's about Paseo. All you are is showing what amazing opportunity Paseo is. We had 5 people show up at our first meeting. So that's my biggest thing. Show up to meetings. It will help you along the way. We have March 13th, Corbin will be in the Salem Center. That's Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, guys. And then he's going to be in Jacksonville, but he's also going to, the next day, be in Tampa. And then the following day is in Boynton Beach. So that's South Florida. If you're, 3 hours away from any of these meetings, I believe you should drive to it.
Yep, and if anyone wants to help out on Tuesday, come a little bit early. The meeting starts at 7, so if you want to get there around 6, somewhere between 6 and 6:30 to help out, be great.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, if you have any questions that you would like from my wife and I to go over, put it in the comment section over here. Then Francoise and I will look at that and try to answer them. And then, okay, regionals. Look, there's been a lot of new people. We're going to cover this today. Francoise and I, there's been a lot of new people coming into the business. I mean, hundreds weekly, and people are going to fall through the cracks. But the biggest thing you can do, and it's almost a guarantee that you need to do, is get these people to a large event. That means get them to Corbin's event, but regionals is a must. I know it's fallen on a week of spring break here in Florida, but it doesn't matter. My wife and I are going to be there. We're going to be teaching, training, coaching at this event. But people's, they grow from event to event. They see how big, they see what's possible. They see other people in front of the room that they can relate to, and they go, wow, if they've made millions, I can too. That's kind of what happened with my wife and I. When we seen Jared making $50,000 a week, we said, wow, if he's doing that, we can too. So if you're a leader, you should be at an event. I mean, that's just what we've been taught. I mean, heck, tell them what your first sponsor told you.
Yes, it was I think my first week or 2 in the business, and there was a event coming up, and it wasn't local, it was in Dallas. And, literally we've been in the business for 2 weeks, and she said, you need to register. And I was like, I don't know if I could go. I have to get childcare. I made every excuse, right? And then she goes, well, listen, if you don't go, I'm not going to work with you. And I was like, what? So I came home and I told Ricky, and he was like so mad he wanted to call her and yell at her. But, now I look back, and just to be 100% honest, if you don't go to these big events, your belief isn't built. And, you could do this on your own every day, but you're not going to have that camaraderie, that feeling of in a room full of people that are like-minded, that have the same passion and vision as you guys. And that's what happens there. Magic happens because you see you're not alone. Normal jobs, you kind of clock in, you sit around the water cooler, and you guys all hang out together. Here, we're all by ourselves in the field. So if you're in a place where you don't have weekly events to, plug into, or you're not doing it on your own, it gets scary and it gets lonely. And just like in Christianity, if you're alone, that's when the enemy attacks you. And that's when those thoughts of like, man, I can't do this, or this isn't for me. And, so having that unity and the relationships, and just knowing that, hey, these people are having the same struggles as I am, or they're doing they're doing the same exact thing. And, you just have time to talk with people and connect. And that's what it's really about. So I encourage you guys, put it on your schedule, get to these regional events. I know it's a stretch. We're all so busy. But if this is an inspiration for you and this is where you want to be, you have to make things happen. No one's going to make it happen for yourself. And you're never going to get these 2 years back. Never. Like, you know, everyone talks about getting in early. All of you guys are in early. It's what you do with it now, right? You guys are on the right track. But if you don't move, you're going to get run over.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, one of our at FAR mentors, Holton Buggs, he's made over $1 million a month in this profession. You know, for 7 years, he didn't make $1, but every event he said he would be to, even if they have to drive 12 hours, sleep in a van, 12 of them, they would wait in line to be on the front row. And he said he didn't make his millions, you know, in that company that he joined that he's currently in. He made them that 7 years of that sacrifice. So, guys, it's very important to show up at events and be there, but also you might hear one thing that transforms your life. So you got March 24th, Lake City, Florida. That my wife and I'll be there. You got April 21st, Ontario, California. You got April 28th, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and June 23rd, Idaho. So a lot of these events, I know Lake City, we'll have Daniel PQ, the co-founder and president of the company. Ontario, California, I know Dallon's going to be there. These events are amazing, so make sure you check. And if you're not checking the Viseo.com events calendar, you can see not only these big regional events, but you can also see events that could be near you that other teams are bringing in leadership that you can go to. So make sure you're checking that. And then you got May 18th through May 20th. You got superstar Francoise Untermeyer speaking at the Women of Vision first inaugural event that Holly's kicking off. Francoise will do amazing. I'm making her nervous. She's coming, guys. There's a lot of women going there. You're going to have a blast. It's the first one of Viseo. You know, I always think about the first. You know, you're going to look back when this company is doing billions of dollars a year, and you're going to remember these first little events, because one day we're going to have 10,000 plus people in these events. And you're going to remember where it really started. So it's very special for you to be able to get there.
Yes, and if you guys, on the team, if you guys are coming, I have a girls trip WhatsApp going. Just let me know so I can add you, because when we're there, I just want to make sure that we have one place we can all communicate, so we can get together, meet together, and hang out together. So like I said, if you're going to the women's trip, then get a hold of me. And if you don't know my number, I'll give it to you. I'll put it in the comments right here. Do that for me, babe. My phone number to text me and just say, I'm going on the trip. I'm scheduled. I'm going to have, you know, Jennifer, Sarah, and Sue. And then we'll get them on that WhatsApp so you can stay connected. Because it's really important to me that if you're going, I'm going to get to know you and spend some time with you.
All us men, we're going to stay at a 5-star resort and bring all the kids and let them run and be crazy.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, I see the thumbs up.
All right, March to $1 Million. This is the international conference in Utah, August 9th, our son's birthday, through the 11th. The event will sell out. They only could get this. It's really beautiful theater. Man, it only sits 3,000 people, so it will sell out, guys. If you don't get registered for this, there's going to be new releases at this event that you do not want to miss. I mean, you think about what V3, V-Slim, and Core Complete did at Dream Conference. This is going to be another leap forward for this company. You want to be there. It's going to be very powerful, beautiful, beautiful venue that they've picked. Make sure you get registered for that. You can do that on Viseo.com. Click on events and get registered. And then, you know, you got Jacksonville. We got Daniel PQ coming to our house. So we're going to do a home meeting. He wanted to get in homes. So don't be surprised when you start seeing Daniel in homes with us across the United States, and because he really wants to get in home meetings, which is awesome. We can have the co-founder of the company in meetings. So now we want to get into some training. So we asked at the beginning of this, if you have any questions that you're struggling with, anything you would like to ask us, put it in the comment section on the side on Zoom so we can read it and we can answer it. You know, there's so many new people coming in the business now. And, you know, the biggest thing I can tell you guys, and I'm going to start with this. I don't know what your dreams, I don't know what your goals are, but I really believe most of the people that look at this, they want to make $200 to $400 a month, or they want to make life-changing. And, you know, $200 to $400 a month is life-changing a lot of times. And so is 6 figures a year. And the biggest thing I can tell you to start this off is if you want to make a life-changing income in this profession, you make a big list. And, what does that big list look like? I believe it's over 200 people. And that might freak you out, but if you want to do this and be successful, and the reason why I say that is because you need to put 20 people left, 20 people right. That is the whole goal of this business. And you can do it slow and painful, or you can do it fast and fun, is how I want to put it to you guys. And when my wife and I started, we did it fast and fun because first off, we don't have much patience. So we called over 200 people in a week. And we're going to go over this here in a second, what that looks like and why we built a system behind it. But like I said, over 200 people you write down on paper, and you can either call them and go slow and painful over a long period of time, or you can do it fast and fun. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to get probably 40 people out of that. And then the percentages. If you ever listen to Jim Rohn and How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, the percentages of 20 people on the left, 20 people on the right, 10% are going to be a superstar. So and 1 or 2 people on the left are going to be a superstar. 1 or 2 people on the right are going to be a superstar. And you're going to make 6 figures. So guys, if anything can break this down easily on the numbers part, that's what you need to do. 20 people left, 20 people right. You can go do that over years, or you can do it fast. My wife and I, in our first week in this profession, after we learned how to properly invite, that's what we did. We called 200-something people in a week. It was crazy. I'm not telling everybody on here it could even be possible to do that, but that's what we did. And that's what you have to do. You can do it over a long period of time. But here's the thing, what happened, and this is what I'm seeing and now is, online is, Facebook is a tool, right? We can attract a lot of people to Viseo because of what we have online. But then it's going to be harder. And I don't mean harder for you to get them on board. It's going to be harder for duplication if you don't come behind them and show them a system. And that's what my wife and I want to talk about today. When I was on the phone, when she put me on the phone, she followed a system. I didn't want nothing to do with this profession. I was no, not interested. I had a bad experience when I was younger. I didn't believe network marketing would work for me, but I thought she would be amazing, and because I knew how good she was. But then my wife knew I just needed to hear from someone else. So when I was on that phone call, I said, how can I make 50 grand a week? He said, well, if you learn how to invite, I'm going to say this again, if you learn how to invite and follow a system, you can make as much as you want to. So if I was calling Francoise today, I would say, hey, Francoise, how are you doing? She would say, great. I would give her a genuine compliment about herself. Yeah, and, I admire you, Francoise, and sure. So then I would say, great. I don't have much time today. What?
I said we could just role play you, sure, and then just keep on going. Okay, good, keep on.
So I would say, great. And I would say, hey, I have a huge opportunity for you. It might be for you, might not. So I just took the pressure off of her, because a lot of people call someone and say, hey, I have a huge opportunity. You'd be great at it. You'd be amazing at it. I want you to do it with me. Well, right there, they're going to put up the cross arrows on you, and they already shut off mentally. So, hey, might be for you, it might not, but trust me, it's worth your time. When do you have 15 or 20 minutes that we can get together? Tomorrow, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So that was simple. That's 4 sentences. That's what your invite should be. You can change it around, but you should not be on the phone for 15, 20 minutes. So I'd say all that because you can sign people up on Facebook, but if they don't see a system, and the reason why I'm saying this, because I got a call from Lisa Bernardi this past week, and she said, Ricky, I'm making more than I ever have, but it's all dependent on me doing the same thing over and over every week. Meaning she's signing these people up, but none of them are signing up anybody because she's not showing them really a system, because she's using a tool to bring them to Viseo, but they're not seeing no system, so it's not duplicating.
So is when Lisa called you and told you that, so they're coming in as brand partners?
Well, some of them because they're getting a discount.
Okay, so if they're getting a discount, they're not a brand partner. right? They're really just wanting a discount. They're a glorified customer that wants wholesale price. So if you're bringing someone in from, say, for example, a Facebook post, I'm just going to tell you what I do. And this is kind of new territory for us. If people come in as a regular brand partner, you plug them into the ucrewnation.com. They do that quick start training, the 101 training. That is what they should do. Everything that Ricky just told you is in that 101 training. If you're a leader and has been in for a year, you need to go back and watch it. There's a lot of things that's changed. Okay, so that's something I want you guys to do. If you've been in the business and you have not done that quick start 101 training, go look at it, because you can't train something you don't do. But this is another thing. If you're bringing someone in from Facebook and they're a customer, don't give them something they don't want. I don't like people trying to push me into a space that I'm not ready for, right? You dribble on them and you share a story, and you basically, you might talk about a financial gain that you've got, or your friend that's doing really well if you don't have a financial story yet, but don't try to push a business on them. So when someone comes to me and they want to buy a bag of V Slim, I sell them a bag of V Slim. They're on it for a little while, and then I'll see how the results are. I check in and then say, hey, listen, well, I also would suggest this. Would you like me to send you information? And then say they're going to buy a bag of Core and they're going to buy a V3. Well, guess what? If you're going to keep on doing this and you're on this plan, you can become a brand partner and get a discount, right? And so I switch them over to a brand partner. Now they're getting it cheaper. This is what they want. You're taking them through a system still. Now, say they're on it for another month and they're like, hey, my friend is really interested in it. Or you see that the link that you originally sent her was sent to someone else. And you're like, because she's not watching the same video again a month later because she sent it to someone else. So now she's sharing. So I would call her and say, how are you doing? Has any of your friends noticed a change? Listen more, talk less. And so she's like, yeah, my cousin wants to do it. Well, great. Well, listen, if you're going to be sharing it, you could definitely go through my site, but you can make money too. I could show you how to do that. And then that's when you switch over. Why'd you start? I was engaging with people. Hold on. Then, hold on one second. Ricky's doing something over here. So once that happens, once you say, hey, guess what? You can actually make some extra money and I could show you how to do it. You send them the training text. Everyone know what that training text looks like, where it says, welcome to the team. Your next step is training. Has everyone seen that? Thumbs up if you've seen it. Oh, you haven't seen it. Okay, Corinne's saying she has not seen that text. Corinne, have you done your training? Okay, so you've probably seen a text from Rob that said, welcome to the team. This is your next steps. You have not seen that.
You gotta unmute her.
Hold on, I'm gonna unmute you. Hold on.
Oh.
All right, Corinne, you have not seen that?
If I did, it was a couple weeks ago, but I don't remember exactly what it said. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to know. And this is not to point anyone out. I just want to see where people are at. So so when you first sign up on a team, your sponsor should be sending you a really long text message. Can you send it in there?
My phone's not hooked up too.
You could text it to yourself and then cut and paste it. And he's going to put it in there. So you should be seeing a text message that comes through that's basically giving that new person directions to go to the Ucrew Nation. That website is designed so that you could go fast, and so that even if you're new, you don't have to train your people. So regardless if they come in as a customer and you graduate them to a brand partner for a discount, and then you go from a brand partner, which is kind of a glorified customer, to someone who actually wants to make a little bit extra money, you still plug them into this text. And if you don't have it, if you look in the chat right there, guys, where it starts the heart, thank you, Sebastian. And if you look here, it says, welcome to the Ucrew Nation. Your next step is to complete a 30-minute online quick start training. All right, so as a new person, as a leader, or you're being a sponsor of someone, this is the only thing that you have to do in the beginning, is get them plugged into this, because I've done all the work for you. It's like if they're sitting with me across the table. There's everything in there they need to be successful. And you want to make sure it's not a one and done. There's so much information in that 30-minute training. It might be short and sweet, but there's a lot. I feel like that training is like the Bible, okay? When you read the Bible, say you're a new Christian, you might read it and you might only pull out 1 or 2 things. You go back in 6 months as you grow, you learn more. You like, oh, that's what she was talking about. Oh, that's what they're saying. So that's not a one and done. And I suggest after they do this, guys, these are new people. They've never been in network marketing, or if they have, they had been in a company where they didn't have a system and they're coming in with a bunch of old bad habits. You have to retrain them. So if you don't go back and take time with the people that trusted in you to sit down with them and see what they've received, because you're going to watch a 30-minute training and they're going to actually watch it, but what's going to happen is they're going to perceive whatever they perceive from it, right? So they might say, okay, I'm going to do a 3-way call, but they might be sending the link ahead of time. Maybe they would have missed that part that they're actually supposed to send that link when you're on the phone with them, right? Or maybe they're like, I can't get my friends to get on the phone on a 3-way call because they're scared. Well, if they listen to the training properly, they should not know they're getting on a 3-way call. That's something you don't tell your friend. Because when I first started, if someone had told me, hey, I'm going to put you on the phone with some random person, I'd be like, no way, you tell me. I'd be like, I don't want to talk to anyone else, I want to talk to you. But so they're not getting the little pieces of the system. So if your team doesn't know what the system is, then you guys really need to do a better job in making sure they understand that. Because the system is what makes your team duplicate. And it's that simple. It's really that simple. They sign up, they get the link, that person, that new sponsor, that new brand partner watches the training. After you watch the training, let's get together and do a planning session. Let me make sure you understand what you've seen. And after that, you really don't have to do much more than that, because in that planning session, you're asking them, they're answering, they're asking you questions. You're doing a little role play just to find out what they're going to sound like on the phone. Because if you think about it, they've watched what it sounds like, right, to do a call. But when you get them actually talking and a little pressure, you realize they really don't know what to say and they're fumbling over themselves. So there's a document in there called the Quick Start Worksheet. All right, does everybody know what that Quick Start Worksheet is? That is basically that is the foundation of our business. One, if all you're going to really do in this business is become a professional storyteller, right? Your stories sell, facts tell. You have to have an impactful story, and you don't want them to go up in front of their room and tell a story and it's all over the place. So you want to make sure they form their story. Then you want them to be a professional appointment setter. And after that, the leader does everything else. The person that gets on that connect takes over, does the whole presentation. And then the next thing, they just need to plan an event. I really think in this company, I think events build this business fastest. Connect calls are amazing. I think those are great as well for those who can't do events, or they're in another state and you don't have any connections there for leaders to help you. But those are the main foundational pieces that you guys could be doing. So again, step 1, you sign someone up. You send them that text that's in the chat. Step 2, you hold them accountable. They're new. You hold them accountable and you make sure you schedule planning sessions. And that makes sure they do that training within 24 to 48 hours. Because they are excited, they will go out and share it. If you don't help them do it the right way, they're going to burn through all their contacts. Then you get on the phone, you have 30 minutes with that person, and you do a planning session. That's really a time to get an organic invitation for them to have on that sheet. So when they call their friends, it sounds like them. I can write scripts for you guys all day long, but when Demi says my script, her friend's going to be like, it doesn't even sound like you. It's not her. So when I get on a planning session, I'm going through that Quick Start Worksheet. Have you guys seen that? Everyone seen the Quick Start Worksheet? Okay, so if you haven't seen it today, guys, go check it out, print it out, look at it, because, thank you, Crystal, that's what your people should have. And if you could just, each time you sign someone up, go through that with them, you will have a very, very strong team with a system. And don't feel pressured to push people into being a brand partner if they come in as a customer, guys. It's all up to them. When that belief is strong enough, they'll start sharing. It took me 7 years in my last company, 7 years to share it. And I was a huge believer. I got off 7 medications and it took me 7 years to actually start sharing. So, just trust the process. The goal is just to get them in the door, right? Just get them in the door, try one thing, try 2 things, whatever it is. And the more and more they have belief in the company, the more and more they'll end up sharing it.
Yep. So, yeah, customers are the lifeblood of this business. We were customers for 7 years. Customers, you will have more work if you want to do it properly. I mean, yes, they're going to keep ordering if they're educated, if they like the product, but if you want them, the lifeblood of this business is not only gaining customers, but also gaining brand partners that are going to go out and duplicate, right? So if you're bringing in a bunch of customers, well, then just realize you're going to have a lot more work, right? And as my wife was saying, if you're a leader and you're bringing people in as brand partners and you're just sending them to the training, you're not doing a planning session, that's a huge problem, because my wife gets on the phone with these people all the time, even people that's been successful in network marketing, and it's a hot mess. They need coaching. So you can bring people in this business and they can say, yeah, I did the training, and you can get excited and you want to get them going. But shame on you if you didn't do a planning session with them, because I feel a lot of people are not getting planning sessions, and they're out there, they're not confident. They gain confidence when you role play with them. I think that's the biggest key my wife and I did when we started this profession. We role play with our people because it gains their confidence to go out and do it with someone else. Listen, only reason people are not confident on doing a three-way phone call because they've never done it. The reason why they're not confident on inviting someone in network marketing because they haven't done it. Just like when you started riding a bicycle, you weren't confident when you got on that bicycle because it felt all shaky. Same thing. You get your balance in network marketing because you get confidence in what you're doing. And how do you get confidence? Repetitive. That's why they say recruiting trains, training doesn't recruit. If your team is not duplicating, I'm going to tell you right now, it's because you're not following the system. You're bringing people in this business. I could bring people in every single day, all day long now because of my story. Your story will grow. You leverage our story, you can get people in the business. How do you leverage that story? You use leverage in your business. What does that mean? You get us on the phone call. You get Jennifer on the phone call. You get Demi on the phone call. That person should always see a system, because if they don't see a system, they're going to go out and do it just like you did. And then you're going to get tired of signing people up every day and them not doing what you're doing. If you can only sign up so many people, and then you're like, man, this is a lot of work, right? That's how we signed up 26 people at the beginning. Now it's over 3,500 people. Is because we always stuck to a system. Don't let your excitement ruin the opportunity for the person, because that get to the appointment. When I was on the phone with Jared, he said, if you make an appointment with everybody you talk to, a professional appointment. So what does Francois say all the time? Be a professional appointment setter. You make the appointment, you show the video. God gave us eyes. The reason why the video is so important, I always say this, is because they will form their opinion from their imagination of what you tell them. That imagination can be from whatever experience they had in the past, Uncle John, what he had, his experience. So you want them to see how good the sale is with the video. Once they watch that video, here's how my three-way call went my first week in network marketing. They were watching this 4-minute video. About 3:30 into the video, I can hear the video. 3:30, I'm calling Jared. Jared's already on the phone. The video ain't even done. When the video is done, I'm saying, hey, John, I got my business partner, Jared Burnett, on the phone. He's making $50,000 a week doing this. He's a top earner in the company. You got to hear his story. Not he's going to tell you all about this opportunity. None of that. You just got to hear his story. People just want to hear stories. You got to hear his story. And then Jared, I say, Jared, this is John. John is he's in real estate. He's super successful. They want to hear you talk about them too. So edification is a big thing we're missing in this business too. If you don't edify, I do connect calls all the time, and people go, hey, this is Ricky. This is John. And I'm like, well, you just fell in my mind, because the person that edifies the best is the person that'll grow the biggest business. Because then I have to talk about myself, or Francoise has to talk about herself more than she should have to.
It's yucky. Well, not only that, your friend, like, this is the trick about a three-way call. And if you guys do it right, it's very powerful. So if I'm on the phone with Ricky, okay, and I'm calling my leader, say Jenny Benny, okay, and Ricky's my prospect. And I say, hey, Ricky, thank you so much for getting on the call with me right now. I'm going to go ahead and send you a quick video that's a high-level overview of the company. Take a look at it. I'm just going to sit on the phone, put me on speaker. I'm going to press mute. And then he's watching that couple-minute video. I click over, and I call Jenny Benny. I'm like, Jenny, I got Ricky on the line. I'm going to click back over. Now, when she's done, when Ricky's done watching that video, he's going to say, okay, Francoise, I'm done. I'm going to say, great. Well, listen, you know how I'm really new at this and I don't want to mess it up. And I had the opportunity to get Jennifer, one of my mentors and my business partners. She's amazing. I would edify her. So Ricky knows why I put this lady on the phone and say, you know, the reason why I do this is because you're going to ask questions and I might not be able to answer. And I know your time is valuable. So, you know, before we begin, let me just do a quick introduction. And so Ricky, or Jenny Benny, or Jennifer, I'll say Jennifer. You know, this is Ricky. He's been my best friend for years. I love him to death, and I've been so excited to show this to him. And I thank you so much for getting on the call today, because it means a lot to me that he sees this the right way, because I know if I didn't, I probably couldn't show him the right way. So if you just speak from your heart, I'm telling you, if he was upset that I put some stranger on the phone, he's going to feel really stupid, because I'm going to say so many sweet things about him that he's probably going to be crying.
And he's not going to be mean in front of Jenny.
And he's going to be like, aw, and he'll probably say, that's so sweet, Francois. I didn't know you felt that way about me. Because you don't really go around telling your friends how much you love them like that. Typically you don't, especially in front of other people. People love to hear about themselves, right? I mean, when you take a picture, what's the first thing you look at? You. You don't look at anyone else. You say it's a good picture and you determine whether you look good or not. It's the same thing on the phone. If you just do a good job and talking really good and authentically about your friend, don't worry, it works. I didn't build a massive team by not having a system that works. You just haven't given it a try. And that's what I want you guys to do, is step out of your comfort zone and give it a try, because it works. And if you follow the system, you are no different than we are. We put our pants on right leg, left leg every morning. We get up the same as you guys do. It's just that we had the courage to fail, and we had the courage to try something new.
Hey, and to speak on this Connect call, guys, when you have leadership on the phone, take a zipper and put it over your mouth. Listen, when I put Jared on the phone, I was like, this is my first week in this profession. This guy has made $50,000 a week. He makes $2.5 million a year. Think about this for a second. It's not about what you know. It's about what you can learn from the leader that's on the phone. Look, I know you're excited. Don't take this wrong. But when I put Jared on the phone, I didn't say a word. I let Jared do everything. He's the professional. But also, I can become the learner. That's why they say you can earn while you learn, because you've got leadership on the phone that's done connect calls after connect calls after connect calls. They know how to answer the person's question. You have no clue what you're doing. And the more you let them answer the questions, the more success you will have. So when you put a leader on the phone, first off, you edify the heck out of them. The more you edify them, the less they have to talk about themselves, the faster they can get to the person's questions. The person has questions. If I have to talk about myself for 15 minutes and tell my story, then that means it's less questions, because the person wants to get off the phone. Edify the heck out of the person you're putting on the phone. If you're putting Demi on the phone, edify the heck out of her. Tell her how amazing she is. She's a ray of sunshine. She makes everybody laugh. Everybody loves her, blah, blah, blah. But then you zip it. And then after they get done with that connect call, the great ones, they stay on the phone, because then you have the personal connection. Then you can show them how excited. Don't stay on the phone for 20 more minutes and vomit on them. Just say, hey, I'm super excited about this. You know, they might open up and ask you questions they wouldn't have asked me on the phone. Then you answer them questions. But let the leader do the talking.
Yep. And whenever you guys have a chance to sit at someone's feet that's been doing big things in a space or where you aspire to be, you know, that's valuable time. A lot of times we say as a joke is, you know, you could never afford us, but you get us for free. But that's not just with us. That's with Holly and Corbin. That's with Dallin. That's with your uplines. The ones that are hitting ranks, they're doing something right. And so if you have 15 minutes to just listen to their spiel, it's powerful. I've been on the phone the other night. I was talking to a couple, I believe they were in Dallas or in the Texas area, and they've been in the industry for like 15 years or so, multiple, been successful. And you know that they said, you know, I've never had somebody sit on the phone with me and take as much time to make sure I'm making a phone call right. You know, or I've never seen a system like this. So you guys, you have something that I believe not a lot of people have. And I believe it's all you need to be successful. I worked really hard to put that little site together for you. Please use it. Do the 101 training. There's 102, there's 103. Even look at the old videos under, I think it's media, past events when we first started. You will see the first video of Ricky and I in the house where we had no guests but one show up. They signed up that night, came back and took their paperwork because they thought we were fraud.
The next day.
The next day. They would have been our first person. But you could see our journey. Look at the culture that we're creating. It's real, and you guys could do it too. You guys are no different than we are. But you have to have the courage to start, and you have to step out of your comfort zone. All success is out of that comfort zone that feels real comfy on that couch right there. I remember when we first started doing these Zooms. Remember, we would die. We're like, oh my gosh, we have to sit in front of all these heads, you know. But now we're comfortable, you know. We have fun with it. And I'm telling you, these calls, they're fun. I mean, they are fun. Like you do these 3-way calls, you never know who you're going to be on the phone with. You know, it's exciting. But in the beginning, it's not, because you don't feel like you're going to do it right. Because we're all over the age of 21. After you're in your 30s, you kind of get used to being good at everything because you know your space, right? And so here we're trying something new. And be okay with that.
That's so true. And to piggyback on what Francois said, it's genius how, you know, she put that online for you guys. She spent weeks to do this. But think about how genius it is for you. If you did a planning session normally and you were trained in our last business, that was a one-time event, right? When it's online, you can go rewatch it over and over and over. If you're not having success, here's what you do. You go watch it again because you're doing something wrong in the process. So now that it's online, guess what? You can do it over and over and over and over again. That's the genius part about the training. Most people train one time, then you're supposed to retain all that information. No, you go learn a golf swing, you go do it over and over and over. You go learn how to hit a baseball, you do it over and over and over and over. It's called repetitive motion. It's the same thing in this business. You learn how to invite properly, professionally, and use leverage, you will have success. But also a huge thing that was hugely eye-opening to me, but it also proved it in numbers. I say this all the time. This business is proven in numbers. Our first week, we called 200-something people. Guess what? You think that we probably signed up 100. No. Guess what? We signed up 23. 10%. Well, why is that? Because here's the thing I want you to always put in your head. People take it personal in this business because of this. They don't realize this. Until someone is at 12 o'clock midnight in their life, they can't see it. It's like you're talking Spanish. They're not at that point in their life when they want a life-changing opportunity. And I'm going to get to opportunity in a second. What do I mean by 12 o'clock midnight? Well, I was sick of construction, right? I was tired of construction. I wanted a change. But I didn't believe this was the vehicle until I was on the phone with Jared. But I was at 12 o'clock midnight. No one knew that. So when we were calling 200-something people, not everybody was at 12 o'clock midnight, right? So, but 23 were. They wanted a life-changing opportunity. So 10% of the 200-something people said yes. So don't take it personal when you show them, but follow the system so they see it properly. And then the ones that are at the right time and moment in their life when they want to change, they're going to say yes. It's nothing to do about Demi. It's nothing to do about Francois. It's nothing to do about Jenny, Tim, John. When you show someone this business, you're just the messenger. Do not take this personal. 5 minutes, 10 minutes after you make this phone call, they have forgot about you. They're not sitting around their dinner table going, I can't believe Francois showed me this today. I am so offended. No, their kids are running around driving them crazy. They're arguing with their wife or their husband. They're not thinking about you no more. But guess what? Next time you show it to them another month, they're probably at 12 midnight. They're sick of where they're at. Look, I've talked to people for years, and they just now came to my business. So just like I did a call with Rob Day yesterday. He's talked to this guy for a year. He showed him the business 11 times. Guess what? He finally signed up yesterday. So that is called persistent follow-up. The fortune is in persistent follow-up in this business. Here's what happens with a lot of you. You show one person one time, they're rude because their wife just told them how much they suck before the phone call, and they're mad. So they take it out on you. You think it's all about you, and it's not. It's because they done went through something that made them mad, and then you guess what? You never call them again. So think about this. If I went to Cheryl Wheeler Sanders, I called her for a year to do Viseo, a year. Sometimes she was so rude, she wouldn't call me back, or she would say something rude to me, or wouldn't even get on the phone at a certain time. She said she would get on the phone. Did I take it personal? No. But guess what? I kept on because I knew she'd be amazing. Guess what happened her first week? She made $6,000, put more people in the business than my wife and I did our first week. So was it worth it? Heck yeah. Did I take it personal? Heck no. So, and the reason why I hit on opportunity so much is because, and I love customers. I believe it's a huge tool with the products we have, so don't take me wrong. And next week, you're going to have Barry Jackson on here, and Barry Jackson is going to go through the process how you take a customer to a brand partner. It's going to be amazing. Barry is an amazing trainer, coach, and developer. But listen, this is what my mentor taught me. I had a mentor, Jared, and this is another thing I want to say. I'm just on a roll today, but sorry. Do not be scared to call leadership. I get this all the time. Oh, I know you're busy.
Okay, I know. I said that too. I said, if you don't call us, we'll never be busy because everyone thinks they're busy.
I didn't give a crap if Jared was busy. He said I called him more than anybody ever in the history of network marketing in his business. I used Jared for every connect call every day. I didn't care if he was busy because guess what? I could learn from Jared, and I knew it was the biggest leverage I could put in my business. And I wanted what Jared had. So that's why I would use Jared. So if you keep going in your mind, I can't call them, they're busy. Well, guess what? You're going to fail. Who cares if they're busy? We want to help you. The people that call me the most is the ones I pour in the most. So if you want help from the best, call the best. If you want help from Jennifer, you want help from Corey, you want help Demi, you call them. How are you going to become the person that you want to become if you never talk to the person you want to become? Yeah. Like, so, I'm going to leave with this. My wife's sponsor in the last company went around talking about product everywhere she went. She met Jared 7 years into it. She's making $250,000. Jared's making $2.5 million. She went up to him and said, how in the world are you making $2.5 million? We've been in the same business the same amount of time. How are you making 2.5? I'm making $250,000. He goes, well, tell me what you say. Well, I tell him how we have this amazing products. We have, we can get out the line. We can do all this. And then she went on about the products, right? He goes, exactly, right there. I lead all the time with opportunity. She goes, what do you mean? She goes, because he said, you go around and you just talk about product. So that product stops at that household. So you need to listen to this very clearly. If you leave with the opportunity, that person is going to go out and share the opportunity. When inadvertently, what happens? The product gets in more households, which builds your residual income. We all know that the science and the products are powerful here, right? So knowing that, if the products are that powerful and you truly believe that, which we have a proven technology, so the product's going to get into the household more, right? Because it's more powerful. They're going to have more experience. They're going to feel it a lot better because of our technology. If you lead with opportunity, if I went to Corey right now and I said, hey, Corey, we have some amazing products. I want you to take them. Great. Well, that's what happened to us for 7 years. We just took the products. They were great. They were awesome. My wife got a lot healthier off of them. We didn't share it for 7 years. So, but if I go to Corey and I say, hey, Corey, I have a huge opportunity for you, might be for you, might not, but trust me, it's worth your time when you have 15 or 20 minutes for me and you to get together. I just made it an opportunity. Listen, sad truth. You put 100 people in a room, you ask if they want to make extra money, they want to get healthy, they're going to pick money. Sorry. Number 2 is health. So you're going to get that automatically with these products. So I'm showing Corey the business today. He's going to see we have amazing products, but he's going to see I can make $200. I can make $10,000 a week. Guess what? Only way he can do that is following our system and going out and share it with more people. You share with more people, the products get in more households, which builds your residual income. So don't be scared to talk about opportunity because thank God someone did to my wife and I, and that's why we're sitting here, because we've seen this as a life-changing opportunity to get out what we're currently doing, and it is the most fulfilling thing I have ever been a part of. Listen, this week in this room right here, we watched a grown man, 350-pound offensive lineman from the NFL, 11 years in the NFL, cry like a baby because God moved in this room. I didn't ever have that in construction. He was here for an opportunity, but he got impacted in his spirit. because of that. There's so many more avenues that you can lead to from leading with opportunity that you can see move in your own circle. And that's what we love about this. And we want to help you. Go ahead. She's over here banging me because I'm throwing this pen around.
Yeah, I don't want her pointing at you. I don't remember what I was going to say.
You don't?
No.
So it's 11:50, a little long, sorry. But we want you guys that are coming in our business to have success. Let me see if there's any questions, actually. Quick start training is the key, yep. We have Ken White said, I really like the original 5 Pillars video as it's not as confident with the We Are Paseo video. They are updating the new 5 Pillars. My wife has them working on that with the new product, so that should be out soon. Dallin and Carrie is actually shooting a video like their first one. If you haven't seen their first one, go to the app, look at the videos. There's a 15-minute video where they're sitting beside each other like this. Watch that video. It's pretty powerful. We built our whole business with that at the beginning. They're shooting another video, kind of like a year anniversary video this coming week, which is going to be awesome. No one off.
Hey, you guys, if you guys are doing events, put them in the cozy, because I know we've been using the Ucrew Nation events page, and some people are having a hard time with that. If you put it in that cozy, that'd be great, and also put the address, because it makes it really easy for new people to find. So if you're not using that cozy, and all leaders, I hope you guys are using that cozy app. It really does amp up the team when they see movement. When your name's not in there, your team's thinking you're not moving. So it's important that we use that as well.
So Zach said, what's the response to the objection? I'm only interested in products. Okay, great. I have a website you can order it from. I hardly ever get that if I show them what the potential is money-wise. Usually you're going to get that. And actually, a lot of times people will say this because there's kind of their way of like putting up the cross at you, kind of like stay back. I just want to hear about the products. But really in their mind, they want to hear about the money. So what I mean by that, they say I'm only interested in the products because they think that they're going to have to be intruded on, right? So you say, great. Hey, that was me too. You relate with them always. Hey, I was just interested in the products when I seen this. So let's get you on the phone with Francoise so you can hear her story, what these products have done for her. Listen, your mentor is always going to show people what's possible business-wise and what's possible product-wise. And 99% of the time, the people that say, I'm only interested in the products, they're interested in the money. Trust me. They just say that so they can kind of put like a line in the sand, right? But if you still show them the opportunity, they're going to still be attracted to the money. I don't care. So that's their way of kind of telling you to go easy on them, really. But so I would tell you over and over and over to still get leadership on the phone. And we're going to ask them questions. So they're going to tell us what they're interested in, and we're going to kind of point our story in that route anyway, but also add in what's happened from that too. So good question, Zach. Did you want to add something to that? Any more questions? No more questions. All right, guys. Well, we love you. Thank you for your time. I hope
go back and do your quick start training.
Do it and go over with your
and
new
you guys,
people.
listen, especially if you've been in the business for a while and you see holes, right? Because I think where I'm at right now, I think I need to do a video under the leaders tab of what a planning session looks like. That's my next video, because I think that's maybe what you guys are not knowing what a planning session should look like. I don't know. But I know we have if there are things that you feel that would add to that site, let me know. If you're seeing things in the field that I'm not, which we recruit every day, but sometimes, I mean, you guys all have experiences from different places in life too. I can learn from you just like you can learn from us. So I'm always open to suggestions to make our team better. All right, guys, thank you for your time today. Happy Saturday. Enjoy your families.
All right, love you guys.
Love ya.